thank you for rocking with me yet again for N.y.a show episode 90. Hope everybody had a jam-packed week and a half, because it's been like over a week since I've seen everybody. Been checking out everybody else stuff that you guys put out. Really appreciate all the day one folks that's been rocking. I appreciate the support on every single show. I got two things to go over with y'all this week, and let's hop right into them. Let me get my audio going. It's the N.y.a show episode 90. Share this audio and let's get it going.
These are bricks and pavers at the Africa Leadership University, also known as ELU, Kigali, Rwanda. But these are not the regular types. A group of university graduates recycle plastic bottles as part of the process to form these bricks and pavers. Their works are already in use for different infrastructural projects at the university. The initiative was founded by awokeogbo in 2018 under a program known as Operation 414.
I was having a conversation with Awoki, asking him what was the inspiration behind Operation 414, and then he reminded me of our old days when we were staying at the student residence and the road was a tarmac road, so it needed to be constructed. We tried to think of the fastest possible way by which we can fix that road.
We're working on something that's environmentally productive by recycling and taking trash off the streets while creating construction materials for the city. We're setting up a retail wing where you can begin purchasing these products.
The founder of the 414 project hailed Rwanda for funding the initial phases of their project and giving them a starting point. Today, the operation manager explains the production process of the bricks.
We bought a pot, and then we bought a gas, and then we bought the plastics, and then we got sand. So then we melted the plastics, and then we combined the melted plastic with oil, and then we gave it some sand, and then we stir it for some time. And after stirring for some time, then we get like a specific mixture that we wanted, and then we put them into the different shapes and sizes that we want to get at the end of the day.
That breaks of the sand and plastic is a very, 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 very nice because it's strong and it's a very, very clean.
In 2019, Rwanda passed a law prohibiting the use of single-use plastic items, but they still somehow remain in use. The 414 project has made it priority to address this and provide more eco-friendly alternatives in construction.
Put a brick back on here. Yo, I think that is pretty awesome. I think that you have to make use of the resources and things that you have around. I think there's a bigger game going on with the recycling industry here in the United States. They ain't recycling shit, but these young men are really recycling. I think that this is what they mean when they say recycling. This is what I think of, taking something from a whole nother form and transforming it. What they say, they put oil and put sand mix, and they put it in there and let it harden, and they create bricks. And when the story first started, they showed the bricks that were made. The bricks that were made and paid already. These are bricks, pavement, everything. Now, my last homie talking said that everything is good. He's strong and solid, because I would hate to be in that motherfucker and it turn to mush. I would hate for. I don't know how regular bricks are made for the most part, but I would never want to be in that motherfucker. And all of a sudden you start looking around. Oh shit. The walls melted. So I would never want that. But I think that what they did in the process that they showed is truly something innovative. My thing is that will they get and this is from Inspire Africa. That's the bigger show. Let me make sure I reference that. Inspire Africa. This is a whole 11-minute show. The link will be there. But my thing is, how will they then monetize it and make it so that their idea isn't stolen? Number one, will those people that we saw, when I look this company, when I look it up in 10 years, will I still see those faces? I remember it was I think two young ladies or a group of people that came together and made a generator that ran on piss, urine, for better words, And I don't know what happened to that. I don't know. I think I just heard someone else mention something about it, but it wasn't those two originally young ladies. So I hope that they patent this idea, what they're doing with this recycling, and that they are able to get some money and some resources for Rwanda. These are students that I believe went to the University of Rwanda, and they have now created something that will benefit the city. They take that, the city can collect that, like how I used to work for the city. You collect that stuff, and then you get it to them, and they transfer it into something else. Let me know your thoughts on that. They took plastic, oil, sand, and made bricks for pavement. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Now, I want to also take a moment to speak on a man who built his own broadband after getting sick of paying bills. He gets 2.1 million from the government. Now, see, the other story, they had an Operation 414, which is basically, I think, what put the boots to the ground to get that going. But now look at this, 2.1 million. They didn't speak about no 2.1 million that them boys got over there. So this man is basically what he did. Jared Mach from Michigan was forced into drastic action after receiving a 50K bill to increase his web coverage around his house. He ended up putting up with glacial internet speeds of 1.5 Mbps, megabits per second. Now, let me just say, I tested my phone on AT&T, and I got 21, which I still don't think is a really good amount. 100, I think is good for a whole house. But me myself on the AT&T, I had 22 or something like that when I checked my downloading speeds. I didn't check uploading, but downloading, because that's what we're discussing here, which prompted him to construct an IPS internet service provider on his own land, and even now he has more than 70 neighbors that are now on his server. He is a network engineer. Now he has been given millions of dollars to provide a service for more than 600 homes, as he sticks two fingers up at Comcast, who quoted him that bill of 50K. So this is what he told Arx Technica. If they had priced it at 10K, big flexing on these folks, they would have gave it that to work with me at 10K. I would have written them a check. It was so high at 50K that it made me consider if it was worthwhile. Why would I pay them to expand their network if I get nothing back out of it? These are discussions, real serious discussions that go on in different communities about what to do when your back is against the wall and what's being provided ain't good enough. What do we do? Do we keep dealing with them, or do we say, you know what? I'm gonna take my pennies that I got rubbing together, and I'm gonna do something on my own. And this is what this man decided to do through creating 38 additional miles of fiber broadband. Mach's customers can pay $55 a month for 100 megabytes per second. Much faster than the previous speeds of 1.5 megabits per second. However, the process was far from simple, and this was only possible through his expertise as a network engineer, allowing him to start the company Washna Fiber Properties. So when you put financial resources with the knowledge that you got here in your mind, put those two together and you can make things happen. This would have just happened if he just was fed up, he didn't have no networking skills, and he had 10, 15, 20K to play with. It wouldn't have been that, it wouldn't have went like that. It was because he had expertise himself about what he wanted done, and then was able to get the whole thing done. And now he's been given 2.1 from the government, which he'll use to do the right thing. I'm hoping is to get it set up for more people. Hey, sometimes I think you come on back this way, buddy. Come from Michigan and come dig up some of these AT&T. Look, and give me your ISP. Put that in the ground. Because sometimes it's not hitting how it's supposed to. But I think that when people talk about, oh man, I ain't trying to fuck with, I ain't trying to fuck with that, man. They ain't right. They ain't right on the pricing. They ain't doing right. My shit trash. Yo, you don't have to sit around like that. So you don't have to sit around that. You get around like-minded people, network. Oh, you got the ideas, you got the skills, you got the money. Oh, okay, let's get together and make this happen, because I'm tired. This Slay basically just said both of those stories have something identical, which is everybody on the outside, they got their own thing. They're gonna treat us how they want to treat us, but we here, we're gonna put some together. We're gonna put some shit together, and we're gonna get it popping here for ourselves. Over there in Rwanda, that's what happened. And here in the United States, in Michigan, that's what happened. So let me know what your thoughts are on these two stories. Remember, it's the N.y.a Show, episode 90. Drop the comments below. Share me out. I appreciate y'all for another week. And of course, I'll see y'all again next week. Holla at you.